Tell us when you have worked on your own initiative, when you don't have help. An interview question. This guy went for an interview and they asked him 7 questions. The whole 7 questions are scenario based questions, practical based questions, and he was able to come up with 3. One of them is, tell us when you have worked on your own initiative, when you don't have help. Answering this type of questions, they want to know if you are creative. They want to know if you are able to identify a problem when you see one. They want to know if you can be able to profile solution when you have identified a problem. Okay, so there are 3 basic ways to answer this question. First of all, is a story-based question. Storytelling. You have to tell them a story, whether it has happened or not. You have to make up something in line to answer that question. So you have to first of all describe a situation. Like I said, you answer this question in 3 ways. First of all, you describe the situation. The second one, you explain your action. That's your action, is your initiative. And the third one, you tell them the outcome after you have implied your initiative, the outcome of it. Yeah, so describing the situation, you tell them the circumstances or the background of the problem or the challenge you faced. Now, you tell them the actions you took, which is that's your initiative. Okay? How you use your own mind or how you use your own wisdom to bring solution to that problem that you have identified. And the last one is to tell them how that's your initiative or the wisdom you use to solve that problem, how it brought or how it brings a solution or success to the care. Okay, so when you hear tell us how you have worked on your own initiative, it's not a big English. They just want you to tell them how you have used your wisdom or your own mind to bring solution to a problem that you have identified. So how do you answer that question? You tell a story. Remember, the story you are telling them is not a more that it have happened. Sometimes you are telling a story and at the same time imagining yourself that if this thing happens to be this way, this is what you would do. But you will answer it in a way that this is what you have done, okay? Or, just tell them something. So I'm able to bring up some story that you can tell them. Remember, if you are applying for a healthcare assistant, they can ask you this question. Support worker, they can ask you this question. Senior healthcare assistant, they can ask you this question. So I'm not expecting that you will give one answer, depending on the position you are going for. Okay, so I have something here. How to answer the question. Tell us when you have worked on your own initiative, when you don't have help. So yeah, thank you for that wonderful answer. I will start. Number 1, remember, situation. While working as a carer in my place of work, I noticed that our resident was becoming withdrawn, isolating herself, not mingling with others. I observed her and I noticed that this resident is struggling with loneliness. He is always on their own. And I decided on myself, you have finished the situation. This is the challenge. The situation. You notice that the resident is becoming withdrawn, isolating themselves, not wanting to associate with others. That is the situation you have noticed. The action, which is that's your initiative. I decided to take the initiative. I took it upon myself, anyhow you want to put it. I took it upon myself to program something like a friendly chat. You know what is a friendly chat? Friendly chat is just like a one-on-one program, like me and you talking to you, having a conversation, talking about things you like. Yeah. So I decided to take it upon myself to establish a friendly chat with the resident. After a short while, I noticed that it's becoming effective. So I related it to the activity coordinator and suggested to her to see if she can get a volunteer from the community to always come around to have a chat with them, talking about things they like. The activity coordinator accepted the idea and was able to bring somebody from the community who always come around to have friendly chats with them, talk about things they like and all that. After some time, I have finished on how I brought my own wisdom initiative. Now I'm going to the third one, which is the result of that my initiative. The result of that my initiative. So, where did I start? Okay, yeah. The activity coordinator, she buy the idea and brought somebody from the community, and the person always come around to have a chat with them. And after some time, we noticed that both the other resident and that particular resident in particular was now looking forward to the volunteer that is always coming to have a chat with them. They were engaged, they loved it. We started seeing positive outcome. They became so, engaged with the whole process. They love to chat, they now like to come out and talk about things they like. And we found out that the residents no longer isolate themselves. They no longer feel lonely. They no longer feel withdrawn. Now they want to associate. Now they want to socialize. Now they want to engage. Full stop. You are finished answering the question. Yeah, they just want to, they just want to know if you can be able to identify a problem where you see one. Now you have identified that problem. And it's not every time you identify a problem, what would you do? Some people will say, I will communicate with the manager. No, it's not everything you communicate with the manager. Manager is a human being as well. Sometimes he needs your own initiative to bring solution to a problem. So you identify this problem, you don't have help, you want to do something. You bring out your own initiative. In your mind, you think of something. Okay, this woman is always withdrawn. This woman, when others are going for activity, she's not going. When others are doing something, she don't want to go. What could be the problem? You have identified it. Now, what do I do? What I've just explained is the situation, the circumstances. Now, what do? Your action, which is that initiative they are looking at. What would you do? How do you offer solution? Okay, because she's feeling withdrawn, maybe she's feeling lonely, or I now started talking to her, start having a chat with her. And after some time, I noticed that this woman likes to have a chat. And because I was doing that during my break time, because I don't always have the opportunity to be talking with her always, I work 3 days, I work 2 days, I work 4 days, I don't always have the time to do so. So I need to communicate with the activity coordinator. And the activity coordinator, she saw idea in what I'm saying. She brought somebody from the community, a volunteer that is always coming around to discuss their concerns, to discuss with them, what do you like to do, friendly chat all the time. They have good conversations. And after some time, we found out that even the volunteer gave us feedback that this woman is so wonderful. Or even the resident will always ask the staff, when is she coming? When is she coming? You find out that they only need somebody to talk to. They are feeling lonely. By so doing, you have shown them that you have the skill and the ability to identify a problem, to proffer solution, and to bring development in the care plan, because it will now be updated in the care plan that they need somebody to always talk to. That is how to answer the question. Simple and easy. More example. Another one, I will give us like 2 or 3 examples, so that anytime you meet questions like, have you used your own initiative to do something where you don't need help? Number 1 story, gone. Now the second one, in my place of work, I noticed that every time the residents are eating, I found out that this particular resident finds it difficult to eat. Everyone must have finished. In fact, we all thought that she is a slow eater, that we ended up feeding her. But after some time, I went online and I searched. She's a dementia resident, and I searched. I searched to see if there could be a way to manage a dementia resident who is not able to feed properly. So I found out some techniques that you can use, and I found out that sometimes the normal spoon we use may be difficult for them. It may be a little heavy for them, so they find it difficult to take from the plate and eat. What I did was that I communicated with my manager to allow me to do something. So I brought a rubber spoon from outside and I gave it to her. First day she was able to feed properly. Second day she was able to feed properly by herself. So we now find out that some of these residents are able to feed very well, but because of the type of spoon they use, it is not good for them. So we change the spoons, and during time to set their table, we'll make sure we put the rubber spoon and the other type of spoon and every other thing. So we find out that their food intake improved because they were now able to feed properly. The rubber spoon was so light, it was no longer heavy. They can now be able to feed properly. When we find out the positive effect on it, we communicated to other units and they all did the same. And everywhere in the home, the food intake of residents improved. The manager was happy about this and they commend me. You have said the situation, you have said the action you took, which is your initiative, and you have told them the outcome of your initiative. Okay, let me give us one more example. In my place of work, there is this resident. She's bedbound. We always assist in feeding her on bed. We noticed that her fluid intake is so poor. We thought that maybe she don't want to take enough fluid, or maybe she's finding it difficult to swallow her drinks. But after some time, I took out my time to study what could be the problem. I found out that whenever I used the normal cup every other resident used to drink water or juice, anytime I try to give her, I find out is a bit difficult for her to use. So I suggested that the manager should provide us with a pea cup type of cup. This type of cup that you close it and it will have an opening where they can just soak. So I suggested that and the manager bought the idea. He provided that with me and I was able to feed the resident juice with that cup. She finished the first one. After like 3 hours, we gave her another one. She finished it. That's about 200 ml of juice. She finished it, and we did that for like 3 consecutive days, and we'll find out that she can be able to drink properly, but because of the type of cup we were using, it was not conducive and convenient for her, so she don't drink properly from that. So I communicated to other units and they did same for those that need it, and the fluid intake improved. The management and everybody was happy with the improvement. You have answered the question. Okay, so with these little stories, you have been able to share your findings. You have been able to tell them, you are creative, being able to find out a problem, being able to be creative enough, using your own initiative, your own wisdom to say, look, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this, and eventually it come out fine. So I hope this helps. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Put down in the comment section if you have any answer or question or any interview question you feel you want me to help you and trash it down. I can help you. Okay, all the best to your interview and good luck in your job search.